There's not a drummer ever touch a drum, play drums on the level of Ife Best. There's a reason why I'm not paid, and it's because I do represent Africa. It's because I do not have the vernacular that a lot of people want to hear. I don't talk, I'm not a quote unquote a nice sounding person. But I talk to crackers and niggas with the same ease, and as soon as the crackers and niggas elevate mind-wise, we're still arguing about a goddamn N-word. How can you tell a cracker he can't say a nigga word and the crackers created the nigga word? Okay, so I listened to this young lady, and I'm going to try this avocado in the lentils. As soon as the lentils get ready to be infused, we're going to do some elevated avocado lentils with cayenne and ginger and whatever else the hell we got. And I'm going to wash my damn hands for whoever's looking at I ain't that cook.
But you ain't the cook that lick your fingers and keep cooking? No. Don't you hate that shit?
Man.
For me personally, I grew up using the word. I still use the word, as you might have seen on our
all
show.
Niggas.
And my sisters use the word, and all of us are, supposedly educated, quote unquote, And so, but it's just something naturally that flows out of our mouths. It is no matter where you at or what status you are, a lot of black people, Africans, whatever you want to call us, use that word. Now, as far as a Caucasian using it, a white person, I guess it's because they use it to put us down. It's the difference between nigga and nigger to me.
There is a difference, but I'm going to just say this. If a person outside of you can control you with his words, that's really your master and you just don't know it. So if a cracker come in here right now and say, "What is you niggas doing?" and I'll be like, "You interrupting the interview and you should refer to us as Mr. Niggas since niggas was here before your cracker ass." What I'm about to do now is add some of this ginger.
How much?
I'm thinking a half a teaspoon should be fine. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Actually, less than a half a teaspoon.
Yeah, ginger is real strong.
Less than a half a teaspoon.
And you're adding it directly to the beans?
Yes. And the cayenne.
You added a smidgen of cayenne pepper already?
I put about 4 or 5 shakes. I don't know what that come up to.
That's how I imagine your shit.
See, when we don't have a culture, we easily distracted by what they're doing. I don't give a fuck what crackers call me or my people because that's not determining my cash flow.
Now, when you say we don't have a culture, are you saying like African Americans, you don't believe that we have our own culture?
I don't even know what an African American is, Tinisha. I know. I seen a nigga with a fro and his perm needed touching up in the back, and I was like, is that what they're talking about? What is an African American?
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, American culture. I think
American culture. That's all we really basically know. And I found something interesting. Speaking about American culture, Nina Simone, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, they all fought against American treatment of black people. So they were considered African American activists while they lived.
Right.
Now that they're dead, they're considered American activists.
Oh, hell yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Google it. If you Google it, they even changed the wordage.
Too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
American. So the only time you get treated as an American is when your black ass died.
Right.
This is the color you're looking for.
Okay. So
Actually, it can be a shade or two lighter, but you definitely want it dark. When it's dark like that, it's ready to be infused into the lentils. Hey.
But when I did it, a lot of my female friends, they would snub me. They look down on me and stuff.
Same thing happened to me when I people thought I was on crack. They like when I went from a straight hair, cause I didn't have sense enough to just do like the women do and just get some of it cut off. I just cut all that shit off. One day I looked in the mirror, I seen that shit, like, nigga, this is not you.
Right.
I just cut it all off. And so the next day, people like, "You all right, dog? You straight?" I'm like,
It's liberating. It was so liberating for me back then just to touch my own natural texture.
It puts you into a different mindset.
It does.
Once you accept your hair, it's a start. It can be the start of unraveling some other shit.
It is. It was for me personally. And I feel sorry for a lot of women, you know, that are victim. I'm not saying that you can't have different hairstyles, but there's some people who are actually victim to straight hair and weave.
It's a term for it. It's called anapophobia. It's real.
Really?
I created the term.
Hey, that's just as good as anybody else creating it.
Anapophobia is real. When you see the niggas line up at the barbershop, they're napophobic too. It's R-E-A-D-Y.
So you just pour that right in there.
Pour it in, mix it in. Usually, if I was at another location, I would be licking the bowl.
I was thinking that. I'm like, I wonder if he take bread and stop off the. Well, you don't get bread.
If you got some bread,
you do. You will today.
Listen, if you have some bread, that's how you should get yours. Mm-hmm. I promise you. I promise you.
I'm straight.
So when I had my hair straight and I had all the European trappings, all my self-esteem was tied to that. Cause when I went outside, if somebody didn't say your hair look good at least 5 times a day, I'm like, something wrong with my shit. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I need to touch up.
Right.
I can't even imagine you wearing straight hair.
But see, I didn't even, and that was one thing I had to stand firm on. I would not get a perm. Mm-hmm. So I used to stay in the hair salon 3 or 4 times a week, like, cause I used to have a blow dry and curl. Mm-hmm. And so when you got it, the maintenance is a motherfucker like that. If you sweat,
a motherfucker.
No, cause the guy was gay and he liked me.
And you already added your spices.
Yep, and guess what? This is the killing part about it. A bowl of soup at the damn store, a lentil soup, $3 to $5 for one bowl. Damn. It ain't even elevated.
Right. So when did you start playing the drums, and what made you start pursuing a career as an African drummer?
I was collecting African artifacts at Doble's Gallery roughly 20-some years ago, maybe 21 years ago. And one of the statues fell into this drum, and that ended up being my first drum. And when it fell in the drum, it was a little small statue, so it didn't hurt the drum. But when it fell in the drum, I remember the sound. I was like, that sounds sweet. I was like, how much is that? And he said, you cannot afford this. I was like, okay. I said, but how much is it anyway? Mm-hmm. So I ended up with the drum, long and short of it. Mm-hmm. That drum is what taught me how to play the rest of the drums. Mm-hmm. And there was a guy named George Heron who passed, but he was the one that gave me the mechanic knowledge to play the drum. He said, it's your cadence. He said, you got to stay on that cadence. Keep your movement the same. I didn't even know what cadence meant. But
right.
Keep it moving the same. And I was like, okay. That was one of the tools that helped me, but it was listening to what the drum is saying. And the drum is one of the tools of communication with the ancestors. So when you hit a drum, it says a particular, or makes a particular sound. Your response is the communication. So when I touch this drum and I hear that sound, I'm doing something else. I'm on to the next one, you know. Okay, so I'm glad that Tinisha was on her game, because we was about to burn this shit, but it didn't even get nowhere near burn. She said turn it off.
Let's see what it looks like. It looks good to me.
It looks good and it tastes even better. Based on somebody sneaking some. So what do I need to do now?
All right, let's eat.
Bon appetit.
Elevate your mind, basically. So tell us about the instrument that you have here.
This instrument is called a kora. It's early harp design. It's an early harp design. This is actually not a kora stand. This is actually a conga stand.
Okay.
But I'm using it to hold my kora. Yeah,
right.
Because it works. And I'm actually not traditionally trained to play the kora. I'm teaching myself how to play the kora by communicating with the ancestors and by listening to what other people have done. It's a 21 string instrument. Mine has like 18 or 19 strings because 2 of the strings are broken. And they're not really the proper strings, and it's not tuned in the proper key. So any commentary to that matter, I'm not a traditionally a kora player. I just play what I hear on the kora, what it's saying to me.
Right. So when you say you tapped into your ancestors, so what do you mean by that exactly?
What I mean by that is that prior to tapping into my ancestors, I was not able to create this. I was not able to create masks that resonate my African connection. I was not able to play the drums. I was not able to play the core. I was basically only able to do what Europeans taught me how to do.
Okay. Do you want to play a little something?
A little something, yeah. We have the Sweetwater cornbread prepared by the lovely Tinisha. The plantains as well. And she's been in the kitchen a lot longer than me because all of that was great. The elevated lentils prepared by Dr. No, Ife Best, Pops, preserving our people's stuff.
Alrighty, let's eat.
Very critical. You're doing what this is doing, but you're doing it with the camera, by way of the camera.
Right.
So you're capturing the images, and you got the words, so it's definitely a story.
I feel it's important for us to tell our own stories. Like my stories are totally unfiltered. That's why I say you can come on the show and say whatever the hell you want to, because it's candidly speaking, it's unfiltered speaking. That's
You know what profanity is?
What?
I looked that word up. I looked up a lot of words.
That's one I haven't looked up in a while, so refresh my memory.
Profanity means against the church. And when I ask black people, does it look like the church is against us? The least thing we should be able to do as African people is cuss. When we were young, they used to say, you can't cuss, because you ain't old as grown folks talk.
Right.
I feel the same way. So when you hear baby ass niggas talking about they don't use profanity, they should. They still shouldn't. They shouldn't be using it.